I don't think I had a leadership style. I don't think I was a leader per se. I was just a crazy kid who happened to have an idea. I think I needed the humbling experience of falling from the sky. Long story short, communication is complicated. So I started my company out of a college dorm room, raised $2 million on literally a single page business plan. Those were the days. We built software which allowed you to write these little weird greeting cards, which your grandma might still send you. When you get the link, you're like, Ma, what is that? Think TikTok, but 20 years ago. As an entrepreneur, you see opportunities and you see solutions everywhere. You stand in a line at a coffee shop, like your local Starbucks or something, and like the line is not moving fast enough, like you see the baristas hustling, and immediately you come up with like 15 ideas how you can make this better. But the problem with that is, and this is where my big failure came in, there is a difference between you as an entrepreneur coming up with all these ideas and then going into your organization, into your company, and telling people this, that I think to a certain extent cost us our startup life back in the day. I remember very vividly one morning I walked into the company and we had this morning meeting, coffee and donuts, and just chatted about what the day will bring, what the challenges are. As so often in my life, I came up with this I had an idea, I thought about this following thing. If you know anything about software design, the world of software design has moved from monolithic structures where everything is basically in one big software file into something which is called service architecture, where you spread out the pieces into smaller components and they talk to each other. So I read an article about this. This was super new. It was oh, this is good. We should totally do this. For me, this was a conversation over coffee. And for my team, it was Pascal gave us new marching orders. We need to walk into this direction. 2 days later, at the same meeting, the team came into the room and said, hey, we tried this out. We spent 2 days building something, worked really hard. We're really sorry, it doesn't work. And I looked at them and it was just puzzled. It's of course it doesn't work. I was pretty angry and I'm sorry to say this, but in my head, it was you idiots. I want to punch the wall because as a startup, you always live on borrowed time. And I just realized, man, we just wasted 2 days of, valuable developer time and resources. And probably more importantly, enthusiasm of the team. You could see in the faces, the collapse of the energy. This moment where the engineers look at it and why did we spend all this time doing this shit when he knows it doesn't work? And I do think it led to people just burning out, losing their sense of purpose. So the dot-com crash, our business model was based on the idea that we sell our services as a software as a service to other internet companies. Now, if internet companies are your client and they go bankrupt, you're in a pretty shitty situation. We were a greeting card company, so clearly not what you would call an essential product or service. I was pretty frivolous to begin with. Literally every single one of our customers basically disappeared. So now I find myself at home with nothing to do, no job, no company. And then you realize, at least in my case, I realized that, pardon my French here, but I suck. I'm clearly not smart enough to run this company. I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't a good leader. I stayed home for weeks, not leaving the house, eating basically canned food, until a friend of mine said, you need to get out of here. I did probably the craziest thing I've done in my life. I looked at the map and said, where can I go? Find a country called Nicaragua and say, that's where I fly to. So you get off the plane in Nicaragua. The beauty of that experience is I got thrusted so fast from thinking about my company, thinking about the injustice into holy moly. First of all, not a smart idea to go to a country where you don't speak Spanish and nobody speaks English.
Tough room.
I need to figure out, how do I even find a place for the night to stay, which is safe? How do I get on a bus? How do I find food I can eat? When you're in the moment, finding yourself with this old, gnarly Nicaraguan man whom you meet at the bus station and you literally have no idea where to go, you learn very, very quickly the importance of good communication. Communication is everything. It is so important to communicate clear, crisp, to the point. in your company, particularly if you are in the leadership team of your company. I literally made every single mistake you could possibly make. I made every mistake which people warned me that I will make, and I still made. And I made every single mistake they didn't warn me about. But here's the fascinating thing about making mistakes. If you're smart about making mistakes, you actually learn from them.